This on.
Look, this is. I cannot hear.
Oh, here we go. Right.
Lip read. No, can you still not hear us?
No, it had to happen. Wait, we'll let it catch up. It works now.
It works now.
Lamau.
Jesus Christ. Do you know what? Let's start again.
Apparently, we're going to start again, folks. Pretend that bit didn't happen.
That'll fuck around with it. Right, let's start again.
Okay.
Hello, and welcome back to the Review of Death, your fortnightly home for Doctor Who news and reviews. I'm Matthew Toffolo, and I am joined, as always, but this time in the flesh, by Gilly Barrett.
I was called Billy Garratt-John in Doctor Who magazine.
Yes, you were, weren't you?
Come on, you've got my email address. What's going on?
Oh, Billy Garratt-John. Hello. Sorry, it's just the fact that you're here in
just
person.
Blew your mind.
Yeah, I just can't quite imagine what life is like with you without you.
I'm here now. And
dear.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us this time?
Can you hear me now?
Oh my God, we are so back.
Great.
I've missed this.
It couldn't have been better, really, if we tried. It had to be a cock up to kick things off. Otherwise, it's not the review of death.
We had it all planned. We were like, right, we even got Annie in. She was on.
We were ready
on
with
the
about
OBS.
45 minutes to go, and thank you very much, Vision Mixer Annie, for making everything happen.
And we were like, oh, this is fine, and it still balls it up.
It's inevitable, But
there we go.
That's just how nervous and twitchy we are to be back. And I saw a comment saying, at least we don't have to worry about one being loud and one being quiet.
Oh, that's true. Well, you never know, because we're sharing one microphone.
So let me know, do I need to lean in more?
Is this okay? You might need to be in a bit more. I think this is the closest you guys have sat together on the pod. No. We've basically been in each other's laps on some of these episodes.
On the sofa.
Yeah.
When you wanked that Sonic off behind my head.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We've had a super chat already. Thank you, Will Newlands, who says, "Off to a cracking start, lads. Welcome back."
Thank you very much, Will.
Slight tint of sarcasm.
Greatly appreciated. And I tell you what, we've cocked it up, and we haven't even got on the factors yet.
I shall pretend that I didn't realise he had secreted this into his backpack.
And here it is. Just as it should be. And if anyone at Thatcher's Farm wants to finally acknowledge that for the last 2.5 years, your cans have been flying across the screen for the Review of Death, then here you go.
Someone said you might need to be a bit closer.
All right, I'll be a bit closer.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Lovely.
Here we go. Oh, it goes down smooth and comes out rough.
Oh, lovely. So what's going on then? What are we talking about today?
Well, today we're going to ask a question which I think we all have a different kind of an answer for. Everybody has a different answer. Should Doctor Who be rebooted? Or really, what should we do?
Happen?
How do you solve a problem like Doctor Who?
How do you solve a problem like Doctor Who? Ignore our clickbaity title.
Yes.
Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe rebooting it is the answer. That's what we're going to get into.
We'll get down to it.
Yeah. So first of all.
Yes.
Any news?
We've got a little bit of news.
Okay.
And it is sort of to do with what we're talking about today. So if I scroll up here, we had a very interesting quote from Tom Fussell, who is the CEO of BBC Studios, the commercial arm of the BBC. And he's spoken about Doctor Who's future following a report from the BBC, their annual report. He said, BBC Studios are really committed to Doctor Who. We're continuing to look at ways in which we can bring the show to fans. Fans love Doctor Who, the brand. It's always been that way since before I was in short trousers. I mean, let's be honest, it wasn't always that way.
No.
But we've got to play the game a little.
We appreciate the sentiment behind it.
Commenting on the continuing uncertainty around the Disney Plus partnership, Fussell praised the streamer as a crucial partner to BBC Studios as a whole, adding, "We share a lot of the same values, so I'm really proud of the way that relationship has worked." Not mentioning it in the past tense.
No, interesting that. I mean, I guess if they do pull out, then they'll turn around and do another press release and say, "What a shower of bastards that lot were."
Never trusted that fucking mouse.
Yeah.
But they have still got the war between the land and the sea.
Yes.
To
Well,
share
yeah. I guess that's
between
it.
them. So
that's true.
that would be the reason why they want to keep everybody in favour, I suppose.
Keep it sweet. What do you think about that quote?
I think it's exactly what you'd expect, really.
Yeah.
They're not going to come around and say, right, it's buggered. Everybody stick to your big finish, and that'll do. I'm being told to move closer to the microphone. Thank you very much, producer Annie.
I might. Let me just.
Or the gain. Or the gain at the top.
Twiddle the gain up. Go on.
Let's
Is on your end.
I'll do it up by. Let's do a little 5% gain
there we go.
increase.
Yeah. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah. I think it's a weird one,
Yeah.
but we're not going to get somebody coming out and saying, right, that's it, we're done, and go home, because I suppose BBC Studios looks after a lot more than just the TV show. They're talking about Big Finish, other licensees, other things they've got planned. There's some kind of live event, escape room type thing happening in San Diego,
that's
so
on the cards,
that will have something to do with it too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, they've got to keep the licensee sweet. They've got to make sure that Doctor Who still looks like an active brand, which is difficult when it's not on TV.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, the be-all and end-all for Doctor Who.
And I mean, I think that's sort of very difficult. I mean, obviously, I know for like the toy side of things, it's been weird for years. But like certainly for like big film franchises, if it's like not a movie year, that's something that's always difficult for toys, because they're like, well, if there's no content on the screen, then how do we shift these products? I don't think it's really going to affect character options, because they seem to have moved to like a very character online exclusive
with the collections.
Yeah.
It's catering to a collector's market.
Yeah, exactly. So I think they've probably caught on to the fact that, well, you know what, there's not a retail market there at the moment. And I guess obviously they hoped there would be with the shooty stuff, but that crashed and burned. So I mean,
quite badly. Yeah. We should say as well, I mean, we've taken a week off for the first time ever. We've never done that before. And it feels like we've been away from the rod and from Doctor Who generally, really, for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nothing's happened, materially in the world of Doctor Who.
No.
But
season 13 got announced.
That's right. It got renounced.
Proper Doctor Who.
Proper Doctor Who. And the Jodie Whittaker set started coming out from Big Finish.
Yeah.
And we got the first trailer of the Eccleston and Billie Piper sets.
Yeah. So
they're on the way. But how do you feel Doctor Who wise at the moment? Just as like a little break between news items.
I gotta say, I'm quite like nonplussed about Doctor Who at the moment, which seems crazy to say, but I've talked about this on the podcast.
It's only the 8th time he's had that position on this show.
I've talked about this on the podcast before, like how back in like the early 2000s, late 90s, as a kid, I was like, well, I like Doctor Who, but it doesn't feel like this is a show that's ever going to come back. It's, a thing.
That was your Star Wars phase, wasn't it?
That was my Star Wars phase. And I feel closer to that than I ever have in since it came back, which is weird because like lately I've been like, well, all right, I'll still dip into like certain Big Finish box sets. Like I've already said before that I stick to the Paul McGann's and the War Doctor stuff, and that sort of just suits me. And then outside of that, there's not really anything else that I'm interested in.
No.
So yeah, I mean, like I'm just like looking at other stuff. Yeah, I'm cheating on Doctor Who.
Yeah, I haven't really been that engaged with Doctor Who outside of when the show is on.
Yeah,
like occasionally I'll watch an old episode here or there.
Yeah,
but because we do stuff for the podcast, it doesn't feel like work. But when I do watch it, it is
it's with the mindset of like I have to talk about this and discuss it, and
I don't necessarily feel like I've chosen it, even though it's in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
But we tend to try and do sort of very loose mini arcs with stuff. So at the moment we're on a bit of a series finale binge.
Yeah,
we've been talking about series finales as like a loose arc, and so I'm always kind of in that mindset when I watch an episode and what jokes I can take out of it. So watching Doctor Who for leisure isn't something I really do anymore.
No.
And to be honest, I'm quite happy with that because I am still watching it.
Yeah.
But I just engage with it in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think everybody reaches an age where Doctor Who its meaning for them changes.
Yeah.
It goes from being the thing they think about every waking moment that you engage with online. You create fan works and you talk to people on forums back in our day. I guess it would be social media now.
Yeah.
But the way I engage with social media even has changed massively in the last year. So I don't feel connected to Doctor Who fandom particularly.
No.
But you know, when I'm amongst my people, when I can sense it,
yeah,
it's all I talk about.
When you can smell it.
When you can smell it.
Yeah.
You know, when I go down the pub with Sam, who may well be watching this in the early hours of the morning in Aotearoa, New Zealand. When we go down the pub, you know, it is mainly what we talk about.
Yeah.
And so I get my fill, and obviously we talk about it, you know, off the podcast. You know, we'll message each other about whatever's going on and what we've heard. But
fuck all.
Fuck all. But you engage with it in a different way, don't you?
Yes.
So I'm sort of in a place now where I'm happy when Doctor Who's on.
Yeah.
Because then I actually watch it.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? Like, as it's funny how like the finale of this series has like really mired our perception of like the previous series. And I keep trying to tell myself for like the first 7 episodes, it was all fine, and you know, in some cases, better than fine. You know, and I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed getting up in the morning and thinking, "Oh, there's new Doctor Who," and then coming out of it and going like, "Oh, I didn't hate it," which is always a plus. So the enjoyment is still there when it deserves to be there.
But it's something it's something you're surprised by, which I guess is nice because that means you're sort of watching it like any other punter, really.
I mean. Yeah, it's weird because I guess like with the 60th, I was kind of expecting it to be good because why wouldn't it be? It was like the dream team come back together again, and you know it was. And then it was only after the giggle, like the last 15 minutes of the giggle, that the wheels started rattling, and you're like, oh, this feels a bit funny. These wheels might come off, and then by the end of series 1, you're like, oh dear, one wheel's come off,
and then that was it.
Yeah.
Tricky.
It is tricky. We've had a few more super chats
before we
Thank
crack
you,
everybody.
On.
Thanks very much.
Thomas Amy Griffin says, tenor of support for Billy's repping Gerhard Struber's Tricky Reds. Welcome back.
I've got the new strip as well. I was telling Matt about fever.com and why they haven't put that on the shirt.
Go look that up if you're...
Don't look that up. Don't look that up. Absolutely, yeah.
Especially if you're at work.
That is Gerhard Struber, yeah, and we play very sexy football. He said that in the first press conference.
We play very sexy football.
I want to play very sexy football. It was beautiful. I was like, that's my man.
That's your man.
Who the fuck is Liam Manning? It's beautiful.
I wonder what my dad would have thought.
Who's he? Where's he from?
Yeah. What do we think about the... this is Will Newlands again. Sorry, he said, what do we think about the Dolly news that one of the online exclusives is pushed back to next year? Wonder what it could be. I mean...
He's trying to act like he doesn't know.
I'm kind of not surprised because I was in my head, like I was discussing with my mate Andrew the other day on Instagram. He sent me a message about this and he was like, where are these going to come out? Because like, well, yeah, there's only so many months in a year.
Yeah.
And unless they do like one every couple of months, which sort of seemed a bit unlikely. So I guess that's the case. But
Christmas is like prime, even for like collectors. Not necessarily for like retail. I mean, retail is Christmas obviously is massive, but Doctor Who doesn't exist in that space anymore.
No.
So would you expect it maybe to be more in this sort of second half of the year?
Maybe. I mean, I think Al said I think it was on Gallifrey Base, where this has all come from. I think he said that one will be coming out early 2026, so maybe not. So maybe we get one November and then something. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
It's over there.
I wish it was. Yeah, and then we've got B&M sets as well, which are obviously on the horizon. So lots to look forward to in the dolly circles.
Good.
So if you like your dollies, there's more to come. Telearchive says, can Ian Levine be the showrunner of the CBB spin-off? AI CBBS.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
Should I? I was going to show you the one that I got today.
Oh, really?
I think it might be the faceless ones. Let me check to see which new...
It will be the faceless ones, because you'll look at it and go, whose face is that going to be?
No, it's Fury from the Deep.
Oh, okay.
I'll give... Matt, I'm not gonna upset Ian by sharing it on screen, but I'm sure a lot of people get to see these when they shouldn't. I'll just... Oh
my God. What's happened to Pat Troughton's face? Who is he? That looks all right. But that is not...
Some bits of it in isolation look okay.
I mean, that is Fraser Hines.
Yeah.
And that does look like Deborah Watling, but Pat Troughton looks like... I mean, the haircut's wrong.
It's tricky. Hey, look, Ian, thanks very much for sending them to me. I open about 10% of your emails, but I appreciate being part of the fold, you know.
And he's sorry you couldn't go to your birthday
Sorry,
party.
I couldn't come to your birthday party. I was on the other side of the world.
We've had more super chats. Thank you, everybody. Harry McEwen, thank you. So great to see you guys back together. If you had to choose one existing Who writer from any medium to take over from Russell, who would it be? Existing, so someone who's alive. I'm guessing.
That's helpful. That whittles it down a little bit, doesn't it?
God, I don't know.
From any medium. I mean, I don't really know any of the writers that tickle my fancy at the moment.
No, this is the problem.
And those that do have written for the show before, because I would have said someone like a Robert Sherman or something, but he's done the show.
He's done the show, yeah.
So I don't really know. Matthew Sweet's never written for TV.
No,
but he gets it.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
knows what makes Doctor Who tick. So
Yeah.
I go for him just because I can't think of anybody better at the moment. You know, it's all much of a muchness.
Yeah, it's very difficult, and like it's weird. Like I'm not watching any TV where I'm like, oh, they'd be a good writer for Doctor Who.
And then the trouble is with Big Finish, you know, your Tim Foley's or your Matt Fittons or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I know you're writing to a brief and you're probably being told we need a story with X, Y, and Z, but you've probably exhausted every form of story that you can possibly do because you've written about 100 adventures, you know.
It is funny, like sometimes when I'm listening to these Big Finishes, I listened to a really good one the other day from the most recent Paul McGann box set. And I was walking around Cambridge listening to it. And it was like a really spooky story. And it was like boiling hot, 30-degree weather. And I was like, this is really...
Not the right...
I need to be listening to this in the winter, really, when it's dreary and horrible.
That's Doctor Who weather.
It is.
This isn't Doctor Who weather.
No, this is too warm. And I was like, this is great. But there was something at the back of my head. I was like, I kind of feel like we've done this before. Like this sort of wandering around the empty streets of London and there's like ghostly figures and all this sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, maybe we have. But
Big Finish. We've done it before.
We've done it before. Another super chat. Thank you from High Voltage. Who
Thanks,
says,
High Voltage.
I don't think it needs a reboot, but rather a showrunner that is completely removed from that 90s group. Although it needs 13 episodes, 8 is not enough. Okay, well, I mean, that's something else that we can dive into. Oh, and we've had a couple more super chats.
Down with the Fitzroy Tavern group.
Right. Telly Archive, another super chat from them, says, Shag, Marry, Kill, Russell T Davies, Sutek, or Omega?
Well, I want Omega to come back. So I'm going to shag Omega.
But not as a big...
But not as a
zombie baby.
Big zombie baby. I'm going to kill Sutek because... I'll put him down. I'll take him behind the shed and put a bullet in his head. Sutek's gone to live on a farm. And I'd marry Russell because give us a job.
Yeah.
You know?
You could look over his shoulder and say, well, I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that, love.
No.
Beans on toast in 5 minutes, but crack on. That's terrible.
Yeah. Or when he's not looking, you could just go...
Yeah. And then gaslight him into thinking he wrote it.
You did write that.
You did. It's brilliant.
I'm sure I put Omega was a big zombie.
No, really. You
never.
You should leave your laptop open more often.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah, you go with that?
Yeah, there you are. Double L pin, Russell. If you're watching.
How much of that have you had?
There's worse things to come out of this podcast.
Let's not.
Right, Alan Boyne, thank you very much. Alan Boyne says, what do we think of J. Michael Straczynski, lads?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I've not seen Babylon 5.
No, I've not seen Babylon 5, but I became aware of Mr. Straczynski through Masters of the Universe. He wrote for the original He-Man cartoon, and his episodes were always really good. And he wrote a lot of Spider-Man that I read, but I, at the time, didn't know who he was. Okay. So it was just a name on a page. But
to me, Babylon 5 sits alongside, you know, your Star Trek Deep Space Nines and your Stargate SG-1s in sci-fi shops.
Yeah.
And you go, that's like highbrow sci-fi. I'm not so much into that.
Yeah.
And I like hard science.
Yeah.
You know, like some of my favourite Red Dwarfs are the ones that sort of deal in sort of bigger picture ideas. But I think, and I don't know, this is only my perception, I'd have to watch it, but I think having somebody with a soap opera, you know, not necessarily background, but a soap opera disposition, or somebody who can write kitchen sink drama,
Yeah.
I think should come before necessarily being good at the hard sci-fi.
Yeah.
Because I think those concepts can come along naturally, and
Yeah.
you can jump. You can. I did listen to a really interesting interview Toby Haydock did with Russell T Davies in 2013,
Okay. All
which is well worth a listen to. And he was talking about they'd have writers come on who just wouldn't get, not just Doctor Who, but just couldn't get sci-fi.
Right.
Just couldn't get their heads around it. And you do need to have, he was saying you do need a certain level of understanding in the language and stuff like that. And I completely agree.
Yeah.
But I also think that really it's the characters that you need to find engaging. And I think we're so used to Doctor Who, particularly as a character being three-dimensional and well-rounded, that I would go for somebody with that pedigree before I'd go for somebody who's more ideas, bigger picture, science, fantasy based, personally.
Yeah, it's a funny balance, isn't it, Doctor Who? Because I feel like, particularly with like the modern perception of Doctor Who, that if you were to veer too much into the heavy sci-fi side of things, you run the risk of alienating the audience. And I think that part of the charm of Doctor Who when it came back was that it was able to sort of, balance that line quite nicely.
So what happened?
They all put it all on iPlayer, and they thought this is a great way for us to turn around and say, go watch this old story on iPlayer. And people went, no.
But that was so the antithesis of what
I know, it's
bringing
insane.
Doctor Who back was all about.
It's insane. I mean, like, think about where we were, not here, but we were in this position, however many years ago.
We were.
And we were talking about it, and it was like, oh yeah, it's going to be like soft reboot series 1. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It's worked before. Do it again.
Yeah.
Or not.
What a shame.
Yeah, that was a shame. We got more super chats.
Let's get the super chats, and then
Get
we'll
the
get
super chats.
to what we'll put our money where our mouth is, and we'll.
I mean, just back on the J. Michael Straczynski thing again. He posted a tweet. It was like, oh, but would I be worthy? As I'm a.
Oh, don't be such a beg. Shut up or take the job.
It was really, and I almost retweeted it and said, well, you can't do much worse than the last lot. But I thought actually that's a bit. If you read that, I'd be like, that's a bit of a backhanded compliment.
Also, it's a bit like, what's that guy's name? He wrote Clerks, and he's doing the new.
Oh, Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
It's a bit like, and I think I mentioned
last time.
I think you did.
I said, oh, Kevin Smith might be an
and
interesting take.
And he's said he's a Doctor Who
and he
fan.
likes Doctor Who, yeah.
But I think that I was watching that clip of him talking about being invited into a pitch meeting to pitch for the new Superman.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Oh yeah. This is like back in the early 90s.
Yeah, when sort of
the 80s.
Well, yeah, and it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a thing of just like, I don't think he's a PR man.
Yeah.
And I think you do need to be a PR man to be Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And so I would hesitate before putting somebody in the role who's a name before they're anything else.
Yeah.
And I think Straczynski going on Twitter constantly about, could I do it? Should I do it? Please, here's my home phone. Please call me. It's a bit like, I think you've run yourself out of the race by putting yourself out there in that way,
Yeah. Yeah, it almost feels like it's not serious.
No. Or he's being deadly serious, but then they look at it and go, yeah, you don't get it.
Yeah.
This is a job.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Anyhow. Will Newlands, another one from Will, saying, please review the Jodie audio. What a belter.
Well, Patreon is there, and we
did do all those other ones. I was actually going to say to you the other day, are we doing this?
Well, I think we've said before that we'll do it. But we'll get around to it, because we've got a backlog of stuff in the pipeline for Patreon that's ready to go.
Has it sold out on CD yet? That's what I want to know, because if it hasn't, I'll buy the CD.
Okay.
Because I'm a physical media man.
And
that's why I've not bought The Fugitive Doctor.
Yeah.
Because the CD's sold out, and I thought, I ain't doing that.
It's Jodie's first as well, so it'd be nice to have it in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're trying to think of something to say there.
I was trying to think of something. You could see the cogs turning, but I couldn't think.
The eyes glazed over.
Yeah. Blake Ewan Marlowe, back again. Thank you. Says, audience age needs taking into account with a darker take, more gritty. I feel villains should be the only callback. No past doctors or writers.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then Benjamin Delaney, thank you, Benjamin, said, oh, hang on, it buggered off. Serialised Doctor Who, strand him back on Earth. I mean, yeah, why not?
Good idea. Saves on the budget.
Yeah.
It forces you into a corner to be creative about things.
It does. And then another super chat from Rob Ellis. Thank you very much, Rob, saying, welcome back, gents. I saw you both did a vid in 2015 on the same subject, did we? How similar do you reckon your complaints are now to the ones from back then? Well, seeing as neither of us can remember doing that.
You tell us.
You hear what we got to say and then say at the end what do you think?
I want to see that supercut.
Yeah,
all the things we've got to say.
Probably all the same old shit.
Do you want to go first? Do you want to give me
Okay.
We're on floor 6 of Television Centre, which doesn't exist anymore. So actually, let's say we're in a Cafe Nero in Cardiff City Centre, right? And I'm a BBC executive. I've turned up late because I was at Glastonbury the night before. Yeah, free tickets and all that. Right, Matt, I'm sorry I'm late. Long night, and I've got to get off because Oasis are playing round the corner in a couple of minutes. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to give me your pitch. We can expand on it in a fantasy.
Christ, you're not actually going to time me
in a fantasy meeting afterwards.
God, I've not really sort of pitched. I haven't written this out as an elevator pitch.
Well, that's your fault then. I'll get the next bugger in.
Oh, well, all right then. Who is it? Russell T Davies.
It's me. All right, so I'm going to give you. I'll give you 7 minutes.
Oh, Christ. All right.
All right. So you can formulate your thoughts.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I got a good idea of how I'm going to go for it. Should I go for it?
Yeah. And this is wearing off now, so you better hurry up. 3, 2, 1, go.
So take it back to grassroots, back to the beginning. Doctor companion, just adventures. The Doctor. We don't really know much about him. We kind of jettison all the continuity. Forget all the old Doctors. Forget all the old history. Let's just focus on the here, the now, in all the marketing. This isn't Doctor number 26. This is just the Doctor.
Right.
Forget that there were all these infinite other bloody Doctors. That's just confusing. It alienates the audience. We need it to be like Christopher Eccleston, start of the first series. Who is this man? We don't know if we can trust him. That is the interesting thing. We've got a Doctor, can't pilot the TARDIS. Mm-hmm. In my story, Doctor's a bit of an amnesiac. Something's happened. Bits of his history is missing. That's kind of like, for the older fans, that's going to be the thing that's like, oh, well, why doesn't he know this stuff? When will it be addressed? That's their hook. Mm-hmm. But for everybody else, it's just unpicking the tale of, who is this man? What's he about? We can still bring back old monsters, so long as it's done in a clever way that's not just like, remember this guy from the 70s? No, of course you don't remember this guy from the 70s. But bring back you would do like series 1 would be no old monsters until the end. Mm-hmm. Daleks come back. Mm-hmm. Have the big hitters. I mean, a lot of it is just going to be do what Russell did the first time round. Yeah. Maybe there's been an event, not like the Time War, but something has happened that has reset the status quo of the Doctor Who universe in some way. And it just brings it back to all it needs to be. Man, companion, in a box, flying around time and space, going on adventures.
Right, I'm going to stop you there. So, lovely pitch, Matt. I think it's absolutely fantastic. You said man straight away there.
Well, I mean, I just naturally go towards the Doctor being a bloke.
Right.
But...
Well, thanks very much. It's been a lovely time meeting you. Okay, so we're gonna go for a bloke. Have you got an actor in mind?
Have I got an actor in mind? Well, we talked about that guy from Alien film.
Yep.
What's his name?
David Johnson. He's my pick as well, just to spoil.
Yeah, he'd be really good. He'd be an interesting face. But I mean, part of me does kind of want to veer slightly older. Shall I tell you how we meet the Doctor?
Go on.
So, for people at home, I mean, are we still on the clock here?
Yeah,
is this being counted?
We've got 4 minutes to set the scene.
Right, so this all links back to my audio adventures that I had planned all those years ago. So, we meet the companion. The companion is the focal point. Again, we're going for that Russell view of, we see it all through the eyes of the companion. Yeah. This companion has moved into this part of whatever part of the world, London, Bristol, Cardiff, wherever.
It'll be London.
It'll be Cardiff.
It'll be London.
Cardiff has London.
Yeah.
And there is a figure on the streets of London in this neighbourhood. Mm-hmm. A bit of a tramp, a bit of a hobo, but everybody knows him. He's been around forever, but he's harmless.
I remember this.
He's going around. He's got a shopping trolley full of bits and bobs.
Stinks of piss, but who doesn't?
Stinks of piss, but who doesn't? It looks like he's just carrying around a load of junk in a shopping trolley. Yeah. But there's more to it than that. That to the untrained eye, we don't know. Yeah. This girl finds a key on the floor, a normal, everyday looking key, And for some reason, she feels compelled to keep it. Within the story, when the monsters come after her, she encounters this tramp man, and the key... the key...
Is that what they're called? Is that the politically correct term?
Yeah. She encounters this homeless man.
Hug your local tramp man.
She encounters this homeless man. The key starts to get warm in her pocket. The man goes into a bit of a...
She's peed herself.
Yeah. Man goes into a bit of a frenzy, trying to get this key off of her. So she's in a bit of a bind of like, well, I've got these monster things coming after me, and I've got this bloke coming after me.
Yeah.
It all...
Very threatening optics there. I'm not sure that's going to run, you know?
But when these creatures come to attack her, Sonic Screwdriver comes out. He stops the monsters.
Right.
He gets slightly dazed in the process, and he leads her down this alleyway. because
Right.
we're going back to the original 60s.
He's got something big to show her.
Yeah, he's got something big to show her. Going back to the original 60s, nothing at the end of the lane.
Nice.
They go to the end of the lane. What's at the end of the lane? Nothing. Just a load of old junk and garbage.
Yeah.
He pulls down all these like bits of iron, corrugated iron and boxes and stuff.
Then his trousers.
And his trousers. And then behind it
Yeah.
is a tatty old police box. He takes the key off of her, opens the door. They go inside. It all lights up. Goes inside. The monsters are coming. Quick, get in the TARDIS. And then this manic, crazy person that she's been helped by stands up straight.
Yeah.
His head's back in gear. And he's like, hello, I'm the Doctor. Thank you for looking at... You found my TARDIS key or whatever. Yeah. And that's the start of it. And that's where things are like, okay, who is this man? What's going on?
Great. I mean, look, you've got a minute 30 and, you know, you think you've done a fantastic job there, man.
Your mic keeps cutting out.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, that's just because the idea is so good. It just keeps rolling. I think that's fantastic. And I've seen that.
So just come in my box. Is the catchphrase. Yeah.
And I've seen that script. I think I've seen that whole...
You have, yeah. It's changed lots over the years.
Yeah. But I think it's fantastic.
Thank you.
And I like the idea of the Doctor not being able to pilot the TARDIS. I think that's a very important part of the whole thing, because we're so used to the Doctor being this omnipotent, godlike force that can control anything and everything.
Yeah.
And
get rid of all that.
Exactly.
Because that's so bloody irritating.
And one of my first notes, which we'll get to in a bit, was I think the Doctor should be more fallible.
Yeah.
And I think that taking that sort of control out of the Doctor's hands is really important, because it opens the story up to different kinds of adventures.
Yeah. But
also, I don't know, like the Doctor isn't the center of the universe anymore, and the Doctor's just a citizen of the universe.
Yeah, you know? That's it. Yeah, I mean, I think my thinking was just take it back to the beginning. I liked that original story that Sidney Newman tells in that interview that he did, where he's like, oh, they meet the Doctor, they go into the spaceship, and he's like, this is my home, won't you come in? I'm like, well, that seems quite a charming way of doing it. And I thought, yeah, something like that, which you kind of get with Rose when,
yeah, I was going to say the kind of, the
when you come in here, you know?
Yeah.
But I just like this idea of like, well, she's with this guy who, why would you trust this stinky man?
Tramp man.
This tramp man. Why do you trust this tramp man?
Yeah.
But he risks his life to save her, and something compels this companion to
trust a tramp man.
To just trust a tramp man.
Yeah.
Don't trust a tramp man. Kids could be dangerous.
So we're naming this episode the Tramp Man. Is that the first episode of the season? Doctor Who and the Tramp Man.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Doctor Who is the tramp man. Spoiler alert.
What else have you got?
But then you get all that moment where he's been. So we unpack why has he ended up like this? Something's happened to the Doctor for him to be in this situation.
And is that your arc? Is that your season arc?
No, that's just episode 1.
Okay.
Episode 1 is right. Okay, what is the story? Why has he ended up like this?
Right.
What's in the trolley? The trolley is all like bits of electronic components that he was putting together.
Right.
To stop this bigger threat.
Right.
But then something happened and his brain got addled and he's just roaming the streets.
Okay.
Talking about bloody titties tingling and all this sort of stuff.
Right. I don't like a beggar.
I don't like a beggar. Jeez. Yeah, we wouldn't get Tom Baker in this role.
I think he would be perfect for it, though.
He would be perfect, yeah.
I mean, have some vision. Must be the price of a bottle of scotch. Fuck off.
Yeah. So that would be the in, and
Yeah.
then you'd get all those moments like because he's in like bearded, dishevelled, trampy mode. You'd be like, right, we'll get the. As if you were doing a regeneration story, let's choose the costume, let's shave it off. Well, actually, he's quite smart. He might be quite a nice-looking bloke.
Yeah. Underneath all that.
Underneath that, still
Yeah.
stinks of urine.
Yeah, it still stinks of piss, unfortunately.
Can't quite
You've
get rid of
never
that
been
smell.
able to scrub that out. Have you had a shower since we met before?
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
that? Oh, okay, right. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's your bigger picture? What's your format briefly? What's your
Serialized. Every episode is 2 parts.
yes?
Because you've got to have a cliffhanger. Cliffhangers just are the way to go. All TV is serialized now. I mean, this baffled us when they didn't do it, bringing back Doctor Who this time round.
Yeah,
We were
after
like,
Flux.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, you not necessarily have like a big season arc, but certainly every episode kind of follows into the next one very loosely. And then you'll have like these 2 episodes are this story, where the middle episode this is the cliffhanger for that story. Like in the old days. Yeah. So the format would be, we could still do 8 episodes.
Yeah.
4 2-episode stories.
Yeah.
Hour each.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Right. I've got a lot to compete with there. Have you got any super chats so I can formulate my ideas a little bit more?
So we've got one from Doctor Who Mania. Thank you very much. He says, we need to go back to more gripping 2-parters. It's the reason why people kept tuning in during the early revival. 10 to 12 episodes would be ideal. And Telly Archive says, Johnny for showrunner. Also, summon Johnny. Well, he is in the building. He is around, so maybe he'll poke his head in at some point.
We haven't got the theme tune to play though, I don't think.
Well, we do, but I would have to run over there and click it.
Okay.
And then High Voltage, thank you again, says, I'd like minimal Earth stories, an alien or historical companions, an older McCoy-like Doctor, no Sonic, and no returning monsters. Yeah.
Great idea. Because the other thing I was going to say was the Sonic fending off the baddies would immediately have me writing into you saying, doesn't fucking do that. So does it lightning bolts shoot out the bottom of it?
We need to have that moment where it's like, oh, hang on a minute. What's that?
Okay.
He's got something that other men don't have.
Sounds like it.
He does.
Pissy jeans.
Pissy jeans, yeah.
Okay, so do you want to time me? I'm gonna try and
go on then. I mean, I was on the caught on the hop there.
You're on the bloody money with that. Give me 5
Thank
minutes because I've got a lot less. I haven't got a full scene breakdown of my first episode.
Yeah, it's because I've had that in my head for donkey's years. So that was I cheated a bit there.
But I've got an idea from a while ago.
You've got an idea, okay.
Try and bring back.
I mean, I even put down in my notes. Does Doctor Who need to do something like for comic book people, like a Crisis of Infinite Earths type event? Maybe that's the event. Maybe that's rather than the Time War. This thing happens where continuity gets rewritten because continuity has gotten too big and complicated for its own boots that someone just needs to go in and be like, okay, that works, that didn't work, that's just convoluted and bollocks, and just cut it. Sure, you'll upset a few people, but fuck them.
I always thought that moment in Flux was such a will they do it when you see the 2 universes side by side coming together, and I thought, fucking hell, are they going to do it here?
That could have been the moment.
I think now, I mean, I don't know, like you say, it would upset people, and I don't think everybody would be on board with it. But in my mind, that's like, missed opportunity there. Because considering how much of a reboot or reinvention of Doctor Who we thought we were going to get, and now I think we're at a stage where, all right, every permutation of Doctor Who that doesn't involve pressing the big red button, I think has sort of been done now.
Yeah.
And maybe that was the opportunity to just go, none of this matters. Fuck it. Let's just go for it and let's start from scratch. Even if it's a Doctor from the other universe that still retains all their knowledge. Yeah. Which would be interesting, but then they'd always be on the front foot, which is tricky.
Yes.
And the story arc is a bit like the E-Space trilogy. Like they have to try and get back home. Yeah. But then that only lasts for however long before they decide, well, maybe I want to stay here. But then, of course, they wouldn't because all their friends are in the other universe. So, yeah, tricky one. But I think that was a possibility there that could have gone that way.
Yeah, yeah. So, what do you want? 5 minutes?
Give me 5 minutes.
Hang on. We've had one more super chat from Cumulus Incorporated, who says Olivia Colman for the Doctor. She'd be quite a good Doctor.
Good shout.
I still want that American woman.
Natasha Lyonne. Yeah.
I think she'd be great. I'd
She
say
would be good.
EOR.
She's got the Tom Bakers about her.
She's got the Tom Bakers about EOR is 50 packets
Feverish alcoholic, I hear.
Yeah, it's 50 packets of Marlboro Lights. Get those vocal cords fucked. And out you go. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Okay.
What the fuck is that? Is it a Dalek?
Is it a Dalek? Oh, fucking what? You
Okay.
piece of trash. Right.
Ready?
Yes.
And your 5 minutes begin now. Well, thank you.
Let's be realistic, right?
Yeah.
The TV landscape is fucked.
Right.
There is absolutely no way. Sorry, yeah. So apologies, everybody. There was absolutely no way that Doctor Who, as everybody, when we've asked online, you know, what would you like to see out of Doctor Who?
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way we're going to get 13 episodes a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how can you be sensible with that money?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how many production blocks this would require, but
He's got his producer head on it.
I'm in the same boat as you. I think everything needs to be a two-parter.
Yeah.
Because you get that retention with a binging audience.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, obviously Doctor Who as a weekly show, week to week, you know, it's thrived off this idea that it can be anything and do anything. But with the classic series, you had time to exist in that world and get invested in that world.
Yeah.
And maybe, okay, on the whole, the Invasion of Time isn't great. But the hooks that get you week to week, that's the sort of bingeability that we want.
Not the coat hanger hooks
not,
that the Vardens are hung on.
Not those, not the twinkly tinsel. But I'm proposing 10 to 12 episodes a year. So 5 two-parters.
Yeah.
If you can stretch to 12 episodes, you can shoot those in the same block. Maybe those could be your Doctor Light. And those would be single-parters you can sprinkle throughout just to give you a bit of a break.
Yeah.
Because it's quite intense going from, and I think viewing audiences these days would be used to it, but for Doctor Who to go from two-parter to two-parter to two-parter, where you expect in a two-parter that the stakes are always going to be ridiculously high, I think it's fair to give people a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And I think that the way that they'd structured it for years, where you have, you know, a tight little run around before you get into the two-part finale, is just the right way to sort of lean people into what's going on here and not, you know...
give them that bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and not sort of, you know, overstim them.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go for a complete reboot.
Really? From the ground up?
From the ground up.
Wow. Shit, I didn't actually expect you to go for that.
But, so it's a new Doctor.
Yeah.
And a new continuity.
Fuck me.
However, the Doctor has... Because I always... I don't know if it's some slightly autistic part of my brain. The Doctor's age always winds me up. Are you 500 years old? Are you 750 years old? Are you over 1,000 years old? When Peter Capaldi came around, he's what, 12 million or something, right? So part of it is this slightly autistic part of my brain that goes, I just want it to start from a nice big round number, right? So
He's 10 years old.
The Doctor has a 500-year diary.
Right.
But the pages are going blank. Right. Okay? And some pages are being filled in with things that they don't remember. Okay. So, a bit like Primeval, where you had the anomalies, where the... I was going to say the autistics came through, though. where the dinosaurs came through, right?
Yes.
I apologise, everybody. Where the dinosaurs came through, you get occasionally elements of established Doctor Who continuity coming through, but it's all an accident and nobody knows why. Yeah. Maybe, and I'm doing a bit of a David Lynch Twin Peaks.
Why is this plasticine dinosaur just come through the hole?
What's that bit of tinsel doing? Maybe, and I'm doing a bit of a David Lynch. Maybe we find out why. Maybe we don't. Maybe that's something for another showrunner to worry about. Right. But there's some kind of visual clue that makes us, once it's all tied together and once we see over the course of 3 or 4 seasons, that's always happened whenever they turn up. That we go, okay, right, so something's going on here. There is some kind of weird anomalous thing. Okay. And that way you get an arc. Yeah. But it's not something you actually twig until the very last minute. Because I love the way that they do it in like that ghost show, the Haunting of Hill House. Yeah. Where they don't call to the ghosts unless they're right in your face. Yeah. I like that kind of way of telling the story. Cosmo Jarvis is my pick to be Doctor Who. He
Who's
was
that?
in Shogun, which is a fantastic series on Disney Plus.
I have to Google this.
Unfortunately, a white guy. I greatly apologise, but like Matt, I can't get it out of my head.
I choose a blank now.
The Doctor is fallible. You did. Well, we both did. The Doctor is fallible. The universe doesn't have to end every week, and I just think a reboot would be.
Oh yeah, he looks like a guy from work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So a good pick apparently then.
Yeah.
In that regard, I think
There you are, Xylus, your Doctor.
a reboot would be an interesting way to go about it. And I see that my time is running out. So now,
Yeah.
let's talk about the pros and cons of a reboot because that's the title of this.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I have my own take on how to reboot Doctor Who,
Go.
and I'll be honest. Like, if you just said to me 5 years ago, we're going to reboot Doctor Who, I'd be like, no!
Yeah.
There's 60 years or 50 odd years of continuity. Don't throw it all in the bin. How dare you? But now I feel like it's been fucked up so much that, honestly, I could kind of like to see a new take on how Doctor Who meets the Daleks. I think when people hear reboot, I think they're like, oh no, you're going to remake the Daleks again or Tomb of the Cybermen again. They think of the John Leakley Bible
that's the one.
thing,
We're
where
going
it's
into
just,
Leakley Bible
we're just going to remake every story but with a bigger budget. I wouldn't want to do that. My idea would be, bring the Cybermen back, but don't do 10th Planet 2.0. Do a completely different story. How do we reinvent the Cybermen? And, Age of Steel basically was, imagine if we rebooted the Cybermen, really. So I think you could do stuff like that. Maybe the Doctor doesn't meet the Daleks on Skaro against the Thals. Maybe they invade a planet and the Doctor meets these things and they become his greatest enemies.
Well, there's
but...
like 3 different versions of the Dalek Genesis story anyway.
Well,
isn't
exactly.
There? So...
Yeah. So I think this character has existed for nearly 100 years, and I think at the moment I'm on like a real huge comic book binge. So I think my brain is working in like, you can have so many different versions of this character because all these comic book characters have existed for nearly 100 years.
Yeah.
So, okay, why don't we do a brand new take on this? Why not? It's been long enough. It isn't taking away the fact that it's like with Bond, you like the Daniel Craig stuff, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you still got your Sean Connerys and your Roger Moores and that continuity. So maybe it is time to be like, well, maybe we just need a new, fresh take. I know, obviously, people will always say Doctor Who has an inbuilt way to reboot itself, which I think it does. And that's why I would probably, if I was showrunner, I would go for that. I don't think I would be brave enough to be like, fuck it, chuck it all in the bin, we'll just start from the beginning. But I think the way that I would do it as like a soft reboot would be like, when a writer comes in and says, oh, I want to bring this character back. No, they're out of continuity. But don't tell anyone that because the fans will come and kick my head in. Yeah. That I've erased one of their doctors.
But it's just
which doctor have I erased?
You don't get any...
Well, you have to guess.
She's
all those fucking Morbius ones, get them out.
She's got boobs. But so when you say erased from continuity, it's just that they're not mentioned in the script. But in your head, as far
in
as
my
I'm
head,
concerned,
they don't. They something happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
They fell down the stairs.
They fell down the stairs into the void of deletion.
Okay.
Yeah. They fell into a BBC bin. They fell into a time warp and ended up in a BBC bin in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And someone poured petrol over it.
And then set it on fire.
Set it on fire alongside Fury in the Deep.
What a shame.
Fury and the Deep? Fury
from the Deep.
And that.
Is his name Paul Maggs? Is that the guy who made the video on YouTube?
Paul Mars did that video.
Mars.
Maggers.
Maggers.
Jonathan called him.
Maggers.
Good old Maggers.
No, that is a great video because that is about rebooting Doctor Who.
Yes.
And it's about the only pitch I've heard that I think justifies actually rebooting Doctor Who. And I like it because of his justification. His argument for it was, imagine being a kid and being introduced to the Daleks for the first time ever, but it's not something, because even Dalek, it doesn't reference Davros, or it doesn't reference, the Dalek Civil War, or I Remember When I Met You on Skaro, or whatever. I don't think Skaro is even mentioned. No. Or maybe it is mentioned by the Dalek. But, you've still got the Time War as something that happened off screen. Yeah. That is a reference to something that the audience at the time, everybody knew fuck all about that. Yeah. So it's not even about being a classic fan or a new fan or anything like that. But I do like the idea of being able to tell. Like the Daleks is such a great story.
Yeah.
Like the setup for it, the structure of it through the acts is just so good. So good that it translates amazingly as a film, as a slightly adapted novel, as a comic book. It's just so good that it's almost a shame that you're denying the audience, but also a writer, an opportunity to reimagine that adventure for a new audience because it works so well. And, okay, maybe the 10th planet isn't isn't similar.
No.
But and again, we're getting into Leaky Bible territory now by saying this. But what if you made Tomb of the Cybermen their origin story? And that was the first time we meet the Cybermen.
Yeah.
And, something like that.
Yeah, I think what excites me about the idea of a reboot would be how could we reimagine those openings, introductory stories, because they've ballsed it up so much in the main continuity with different things that I feel like now if they were to say actually we're just going to start again, I wouldn't be like, I wouldn't be pearl clutching and say how dare you. I'd just be like, sure, why not? 60 odd years, maybe it is time, because we're getting further away from those tales, and as much as you can stick them on iPlayer, how many people are going to go, you know what, I fancy watching 7 parts of 1960s black and white Doctor Who.
Does it feel like maybe the recolorizations are a soft way of telling people these things are not necessarily sacred?
Yeah.
And they can be adapted and readapted. And they have in so many different forms.
Yeah.
But I guess now we're touching the original material.
That's the problem.
Aren't we?
I think that's where it gets dirty, is because you're touching the sacred text and you're cutting them up and wiggling them about. Whereas this is like, well, this is inspired by your sacred text.
But I would argue that the colorizations are the same sort of thing. Because especially with iPlayer now, you've still got the sacred text.
Oh, you still have the sacred text.
This is just a different way of viewing them. In much the same way that Beatle remixes by Giles Martin. You've still got the original. If you can find them. I suppose that's the hard. That's the.
I think that's the problem. Is this going to get in the way of people finding the original?
Yeah, because you listen to the Giles Martin remixes, and they are made for listening in your kitchen on a single speaker, not listening on a vinyl record in front of a nice stereo setup or whatever and a nice pair of speakers.
Yeah.
And is the colorization of Doctor Who the same sort of thing where we are making it palatable for a modern audience to the extent where they don't feel the need to go back and watch the way that things were done back then.
Yeah.
And actually making that guitar solo a bit quieter and bringing up the bass and getting rid of George going fucking hell in the middle of Hey Jude. That actually kind of takes more away than you think when you're looking at the grander scheme of things. So, and really does adding the Master and the War Chief thing, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, I'm sure they would say yes, because it doesn't take away from what we know. But you're also presenting this as this is the way to watch it now. Hey kids, it's in colour, so you'll at least pay a bit more attention to it.
Yeah.
And this character is now this character.
Yeah.
All right? And people will go away from it going, well, that was my experience of the War Games. The first time I watched that was that. So as far as I'm aware, that is the same character. Yeah. And I guess watching the original one, it doesn't tell you that they're not, but it's a different.
That is hitting you over the head and saying these two people are the same. Whereas the other one leaves it open for, if you want to think that, you can think it. Yeah. You'd be wrong, but you can think it. We've had a super chat that I missed from Space McGuffin. Thank you very much, Space McGuffin. Sorry I didn't read it out earlier. Big Finish will reveal the Tramp Man to be an incarnation of a Time Lord called the Scam Man. Sorry about missing that doozy. We've had a load. Probably a lot of people saying these two have gone bloody mad. Space McGuffin again says, is Billy just pitching Series 9 here? No, I don't think so.
What was Series 9? What happened in Series 9?
I can't remember. We hated it.
The two-parters.
Oh, the two-parters. Yeah. Joshy Washy, thank you very much, says, I had a new series idea where the Doctor had exiled himself to Earth. And the core mystery to begin with is, why did the Doctor exile himself? What did he do that caused him to do that? Interesting. And more importantly, what causes him to go back into space and time?
Interesting. I think to do the exile to Earth, though, does starve you of story possibilities. I
Yeah.
think Doctor Who does need. You can do it eventually if you want. You could do
Yeah.
it for a year or do it for half a season or something.
Yeah.
But I do think you need to be out there because that is kind of the point of the show, isn't
Maybe you do it differently. Maybe rather than putting him in like a nice house with a lot of RP speaking people, you just like stick him in a right dump.
Yeah. Stick him in Southville. No, that's lovely. Stick him in Southmead.
Stick him in Southmead. Stick him on the road.
Yeah.
Blake Ewan Marlowe, thank you again, says Chibnall's fugitive idea could have been indirectly used as a reboot of sorts. Well, yeah, similar to both of your ideas. Missed opportunity, really.
But I guess the Big Finish thing is sort of supposed to exist in its own pocket universe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the Fugitive Doctor sort of does. Have you? I mean, you've listened to them, so.
Fugitive Doctor?
Yeah, have you listened to them?
No.
Oh, okay, fine.
I told you, they sold out of the CDs.
Okay, so I'm not going to bother listening to them. Fair enough.
But I think now, I think maybe a couple of years ago, I would have gone, I'll listen to that.
Yeah.
No matter what. Now I think I'm like, not another one. Not another Doctor.
Bloody Doctor.
Not another Doctor Who.
Yeah.
And stick him in the front. Keep him going forward.
Yeah.
But start wiggling them in between, backward. Oh, I'm not for that. I'm not for that anymore.
No.
I'm getting old.
No.
I can only count forwards. I can't count in between.
There's 13 and that's that. All right? 14. 15.
15?
Fucking hell.
Jesus Christ, you. I was like, you're not going to be one of those people who are like, it ended with Peter
In
Capaldi.
2018.
Yeah, so there we go.
I'm going to have a look on our social medias because a lot of people told us what they thought.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Doctor Who should be doing going forward here. So,
yeah.
And some very interesting ideas, I have to say, and a lot of them echo what we've sort of said.
Yeah.
CJFS Naughties says move the show to ITV and rename it Primeval. Well, funnily enough, I want to do the Primeval. So that works. Will be Fat Boy. I'd bring McGann in as the 8th Doctor, with Alan Barnes as script editor since he did so much with him and Charlie. So I guess that's the thing, though, is like bringing in these script editors. I'm not going to say they're not good script editors, but I don't know if Alan Barnes has ever script edited a quote unquote AAA TV series.
Yeah.
So it's difficult. I think you need to make sure you've got someone with pedigree and experience.
And I think a big TV network would obviously
they go
feel the same way. You need to have someone, it's always nice of us to say, this is what we'd do if we were in charge of Doctor Who, but we're never going to be in charge of Doctor Who because we haven't written anything ever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We've given it a good go, though.
Yeah.
Cole Thompson is my name. Bring back Caroline Ford for a 2-part story. She regenerates, and the next companion is a regenerated Susan. I guess that takes us back to a kind of, back to basics format. Jace T. Walker, boil the show down to a format, not a continuity.
Yeah.
6 feature-length episodes a year. Stories first. Whatever actor/actors suit the role or who play the Doctor and companion. Possibility of 6 different Doctors a season, and that's fine. Okay, so we've got like an anthology. A bit like, what was the one that Big Finish did? Unbound.
Yeah.
The appeal of Doctor Who is its anthology nature, a new setting, creature, cast, and characters each time. I think that's a nice idea, but I think that would have to be like a spin-off.
Yeah.
I think you still have to have the continuing adventures of Doctor Who.
Yeah, it's difficult. Because I remember there was a rumour ages ago before Series 10 came out, so Peter Capaldi was still the Doctor. And I think there was a bit of a wibble in terms of like, do we keep going forward with Peter Capaldi stories or do we do a fresh start? And I remember there was this rumour going around that they would do 3 specials in 1 year and it would be a different big name actor plays the Doctor in each of the specials. Obviously that never happened and then it carried on as normal because I guess they got cold feet. But I agree. I think you need to have this is the Doctor. I think this is the problem now is that, the Doctors don't last very long. And we've had this problem with Ncuti Gatwa that he's only been around for so many years and now he's already gone. I think it's very difficult for licenses to be like, well, who is this? Who is the face of this brand?
Yeah. Because you do need somebody to put on the poster. You need someone to sell the show.
Yeah, and if they're gone within a couple of years, you're like, oh, okay, so, especially with, say, something like a toy, which, takes obviously time to develop and things, suddenly they're gone. Oh, well, this is now out of date. So
well, you're
I
getting
got to
that
think
now
about
with all the audio adventures that are coming out, and it's like, well, Billy Piper is the Doctor, kind of, sort of, not really.
Yeah.
And I know you have that with DWM, and you have the kind of you have a period of flux where the incumbent Doctor doesn't appear until after their first episode goes out. But
Yeah.
you know, I get what you're saying. Warrior custom figures, I'd have the series arc by basically doing Key to Time or Infinite Quest. You have the Doctor and co traveling in time in search of some sort of treasure across the series, establish different factions that want the treasure as well, with the finale being the Doctor, and the alliances between each faction facing off against each other, which is a nice idea. We'll do Key to Time at some point. I think that's on the list.
Yeah.
Artfully Liam. The Chase, 1965, loose adaptation with new principles for a 2027 audience. Daleks chase the Doctor through time. Semantics are unimportant. Established but new lead, standalone tale. Right, so the whole season is The Chase.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that you do run the risk of the Daleks being very, very quickly, boring.
Do you think?
Well, then you can't bring them back for subsequent seasons. I think the problem that we had with the Daleks in recent times is that they always pop up.
Yeah.
And I think it's fine, if you want to have a series where...
I guess it depends on how long the series is. Like, if it was 13 episodes, then maybe you wouldn't do that. But if it was like,
exactly,
series are getting shorter anyway, so maybe if it was like a 6-part series...
Or if you have a series of gung-ho sort of, truckers in space being chased through time by the Daleks, that's slightly different. Because the Dalek... It's like Dalek Empire.
Yeah.
I think Dalek Empire was great, and I thought it existed in a really cool little fun pocket universe,
and I think, part of the fun would be like reimagining the monsters and what you could do with them.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, if I was to bring back Doctor Who, they meet the Sontarans and they've lost the war with the Rusans. And rather than being the way that we normally see them, they're down and out, they're struggling to survive. What happened to them? Oh, they got in this war, and they actually, in the end, they got their heads kicked in.
Yeah.
And so you just get a different spin on it, and I think that might make it an interesting story.
Nice idea.
Still that, Big Finish. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, what we're basically saying is, if you bring Doctor Who back in a few years' time, forget all this Billy Piper wishy-washy waffle, and just come back, ignore that.
Yeah.
If someone wants to write a novel and explain that...
At some point.
More power to you.
Yeah. Who's died? Oh, actually, something quite serious. Let's ignore that.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, okay. Sorry, we're all good.
All right. Yeah, so, I think that's our take on it. It's just, now is the time to just be like, you know what? This stuff is leaving a bit of a bad taste in our mouths. Maybe it just we need to go out, smell the coffee, and be like, this needs to begin again.
I agree. Yeah. I think we're all, in love with Doctor Who still, and like us saying that, we think it's time for it to have a rest is not saying it's dead forever or that the format is lost or whatever.
Yeah. I know a certain someone who would say that.
I know, and he would probably say that if he could bother bringing his arse in here and telling us what he thinks about it all. But yeah, I think that the love of Doctor Who is still there and still very strong, like we were saying at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think that it is important to acknowledge that Doctor Who at this stage in its life it's been going for 20 years.
Well, yeah, this is it, isn't it?
And not many shows get to that point without doing something. And and I know that Doctor Who has that inbuilt thing of every 4 to 5 years or whatever, the showrunner changes and the Doctor changes and all that kind of stuff happens. But I do think we need to look at it from a bigger picture perspective.
Yeah, I think that's fine and that's great, but it's carrying a lot of baggage with it. And I think a lot of people, showrunners, especially fan showrunners, this is why I kind of like the idea of someone who is not card-carrying Doctor Who Appreciation Society member, running the show, because they're not going to necessarily have the urge to go, I'm going to explain the Morbius Doctors, or I'm going to explain what happened to Sutek.
Yeah.
Or maybe they will, but they might do it in a very different way. I think that is the problem. I think it's the continuity is just weighing it down. It's like concrete boots, and the Doctor's just
and the
drowning in in the fetid sea of feculence.
Of meconium.
Meconium, yeah.
And the audience is sick of it. I mean, that's clear to see, is that
Yeah.
you know, the patience for a Doctor Who that doesn't talk to a modern audience are sort of worn thin. And I think that people want something different, you know, and people are very happy to watch the same old shit. Clearly, because you know, look at daytime TV.
Yeah,
but Doctor Who needs to be for a modern audience. And it shouldn't be for people who are very happy to just sit there couch locked and watch Doctors on repeat.
Yeah.
And I think that the BBC needs it too. And so I think that they should do something drastic. I think they should do something major.
Yeah, do something bold.
And that's something, you know, that makes the front pages before you even see a casting announcement. We don't know who's going to write it. But that was the thing that was exciting about Doctor Who when it was going to come back, is all the tabloid speculation.
Yeah.
Richard Hammond is the new Doctor Who.
Yeah.
You know, and the Daleks are going to have tentacles and they're going to walk on spider legs and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was really exciting.
I think this is what irritates me, because obviously us as fans, we've, you know, said a few times, like, yeah, maybe this is the time for it to have a little rest so it can breathe and someone new can come in. And I always see that the people who fight back against that goes, well, why would they bring it back if you cancel it? Well, they fucking brought it back after 16 years because somebody, the little kid who was watching it in 2005, grows up and goes, I'm now working in TV and I'm big for my boots and I like that programme. Fuck it, let's bring it back.
It does feel like the ladder's being pulled up by the fact that it's still on now.
Yeah.
And that nobody has the experience level who started in the industry at that age.
Yeah.
Because TV is controlled mainly by people in their 40s and 50s and on, that nobody's at that level yet.
Yeah.
So nobody has an idea that would appeal to the audiences of our age.
Yeah.
Relatively speaking.
Yeah.
So Doctor Who's just going to be in this constant cycle of circling around the same ideas and the same 6 people.
Exactly. This is the problem. I think it does need that space for someone to come in and bring it back. It needs that space for someone to come at it with a completely new set of ideas.
And we've just given you 2.
Yeah.
So I expect the phone to be ringing
very
shortly. The piss doc, the tramp man, and it's another white guy pitch. Those are what we've presented you with today, and we hope you enjoyed it.
I will also go for An American Woman, which is a double whammy.
A woman.
An American woman.
No.
No, that's a step too far.
I'm gonna get my I'm gonna get my reform hat on.
Right.
And say they have to be phobic nut brown ale. They have to be British.
Okay, all right.
I'm gonna nick that from
she does a good English
Wheeze and
accent?
Groaning. What if they have an English accent?
If she can pull off a good British accent.
But we saw what happened with George Lazenby. Let's not pretend that didn't happen, right? That's the only thing I'll stand by. Anywhere in the British Isles.
It's going to be Jacob Elordi or whatever his name is. Elordi?
I will. Anyone from the British Isles. I'll even take Guernsey. I'll even take Guernsey. Anywhere from the British Isles is fine. But I think we said it in a video not too long ago. I think the eccentricity of the Doctor being British.
Yeah.
It is something, you know, we haven't got much to fucking shout about. You know, the BBC, it's not perfect, and you know, it has its moments. But what big organisation is the only thing I feel particularly proud about in being British. I think it's okay to have a lead character that has an accent from some part of this area of the world. How many?
Geordie Doctor.
I fought and have this solid screwdriver late.
The Americans would be like, "What the fuck am I watching?"
I know. Apologies there, Geordies. Don't kick my head in. How are you, the boys? I just think that it's something that is okay to have the Doctor just remain British. They can be any an ethnicity you want because that is British, and that represents Britain. But I just think having a British accent is something I would stick to. I mean, let's have an Irish Doctor. Never had an Irish Doctor before. No. Let's have a Welsh Doctor. It's made there. It's fucking made there. You know?
It is. We got some more super chats. We've got a few super chats, actually. So, we have one from Space MacGuffin that says, maybe any soft relaunch could cast that red-haired bloke from that Good Omens TV show. He's a good actor.
And he's Welsh, so I'll take him.
What? David
oh, no, fucking hell. I thought you said Michael Sheen. Apologies.
Con Barry, thank you for the super chat. No comment, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Macra, thank you very much, Macra.
Cheers, Jack.
Says, fantastic seeing you guys back together. Love the idea of a crisis and a reset of canon and the removal of some of the fluff. I think they're in a tight spot with where they are at the moment, and I really hope it pays off. It won't. That wasn't me. That was Macro.
Fair enough.
Con Barry, back again with a super chat saying, if we're talking a complete break with continuity, should regeneration be done away with?
No.
Imagine if Doctor Who had its own No Time to Die.
No.
You can't. You've got to.
I think you have to
keep
keep with it.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. But we don't know where in the Doctor's regeneration cycle they are.
Yeah.
So let's do away with the numbering.
Yeah.
Because then immediately you're like, okay, well, we're counting down now.
Yeah.
So maybe they're at the start of their second go around. Maybe they're halfway through their first.
Yeah.
But let's not.
I think that's a more interesting take to say this Doctor could be anywhere in their regeneration cycle. It doesn't matter. Because then you can do stuff like the Fugitive Doctor. And it would be like, oh, that's interesting.
And maybe at some point.
Rather than like now where you're like, but where does that fit in? Is it John Pertwee and Patrick Troughton, or is it before William Arnold?
Let's not even go there. Maybe at some point you have an encounter with an alien race where they go, "Wow, you're that one," and they're like, "Well, yeah, I'm that one Time Lord," and it turns out that they've done something really fucked up in the past, and now they're on 209, and they've never had another cycle or another go around.
Oh yeah.
But or the other, the other means that you don't have a regeneration cycle. But we don't know that. But it just we assume that they're like 6 or 7 or 12 or something like that. But actually, they've done something really fucked up in the past, and they've maintained their position as like the oldest living Time Lord in history.
Sacked off a Typhonian beast.
That would
no. What are they called in Creature from the Pit?
Oh fuck! I don't watch Doctor Who anymore. We've established this.
God, man, we used to know this stuff. The Valiard 92, thank you for your super chat, says, trouble with Doctor Who's inbuilt ability to renew itself is that even that's been abused for their overuse by their ability to rein themselves in. This is it, isn't it? Like, even that, it's just become a bit of a gimmick.
Yeah.
You know, we keep saying this, like when Peter Capaldi does his, like, fake-out regeneration.
Yes.
That is now, it's just become, like, this horrible... Like
so let's not mention it.
It's like a tabloid.
Yeah. Well, it's a marketing tool, but it was never something that was teased until the announcement was made that TV's Time Lord is taking a break, or this Doctor's off.
Ta-ta to the TARDIS.
Ta-ta to the TARDIS, and that was it. That was the first you heard of it, and there wasn't any sort of by the way, I can do this, halfway through a series. So maybe we just don't talk about regeneration at all. Maybe
And if you break your fucking leg, Doctor Who isn't going to go, I'll just give you some of my regeneration energy. Maybe I'll lose a testicle in my next regeneration.
Yeah.
Oh, I won't have a willy. But then your arm's fixed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no.
That doesn't happen.
The Doctor isn't that nice.
No.
Tom never did that.
No. Fuck off.
Yes. Have a brandy and
I want all my
grow up.
next time.
I need them for my trips to Australia. Yes.
Alan Boyne, thank you for the super chat. He says, as an Irish fan, I love the idea of an Irish Doctor. Could we call him Paddy Who?
Doctor, who the fuck are you, man? Went slightly Scottish then, I'm sorry.
Oh dear.
Doctor, get
cancelled.
one down
Billy
sorry.
Is cancelled. I'm
very hot. I've just lost the will to form a coherent sentence at this point.
Billy.
Yes.
Is Jonathan going to get his backside in here to just at least show his face?
Should you go and get him? Or is he doing his ablutions?
No, he should be around.
Well, let's find out. Let's find out. I'll entertain, and that'll be a great opportunity for me to nip upstairs and go for a wee, which I've been desperate for. So that's the problem with doing a review of Death with the Thatcher Cider family helping you out. Is that
he said bring back Syl. That's literally all he has to say on the matter.
Unbelievable.
That's bad, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
How disappointing. Not even to just say hello. Not even to just have it.
Tag me out, right, Johnny? Come in, tag me out. I need a wee. Come and sit down here, sir.
Mind that wire.
Can I play the song by tapping this?
If you press a button that says
Johnny Steptoe.
Yeah, that should play it. Is that playing? Yeah, that's playing.
That's playing.
Here he is. Get him in now. YouTube comment.
I didn't want to come to this little one because I sat in there listening to you talking bollocks, you two.
Oh.
What's all this about a bloody oboe walking around with a little case and all this shit, and then and I've lost the key, and then 4-parters, bring them back, bring back Sylv in a good costume, sort it all out.
There you go.
That's it.
There we
That's
go.
all you need to worry about.
Done. That's all we need. It didn't play apparently. Your theme
never
tune.
mind. Well,
Okay.
you know what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh God, he's just broken Shooty Gap with Sonic
anyway,
Screwdriver. There we go. So
yeah, I didn't like that, Matt.
what?
You're a bloody one.
Oh, thanks a bunch.
No, sorry. And you're drunk as well.
My glass of water.
No, with that thing.
Or my cider.
Yeah. Drunk as could be.
Dear. Should have brought him on.
No, we shouldn't have done.
Dear me. Go on then. Bugger off.
Oh, that's it, is it?
Well, you got anything else nice to say?
No, I haven't got anything to say.
Well, Billy has a Wii. We should have just played that.
What?
Billy having a Wii. We would have got more views.
Oh, fair enough.
Johnny is onto something here, says Adam, the ultimate Whovian.
Well done.
Who would Johnny cast? Who would you cast as Doctor Who, other than Sylvester McCoy?
I wouldn't. That's it. He's 81. He can still do it. He's fine. Bring him back.
Bring him back. Well, there we go. Yeah. Johnny is irate, says Huddled Urchin. He is, yeah.
I am irate.
Space MacGuffin, what is Johnny's pitch? Recreate Time in the Rani?
I've got no, but no pitches. You you can't get rid of all the stuff that you're saying about.
What? Continuity?
Yeah.
Yeah, chuck it in a bit.
No, don't chuck it in the bin. Can't get rid of all that stuff. I'm not saying harker on it all the time, but it needs to be there.
Does it?
Yes, it does. I'm sorry. And all this, choose a doctor wherever he wants to be. No, I want to know where he is. What regeneration he's in.
Oh, dear.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't like all these bloody anomalies.
Oh, dear.
There we go.
Someone put Johnny. The original being says basically Johnny wants the season 27 he never got.
Yes, I would love that. Wouldn't that be good?
There we go.
Bring back Sophie. She looks great. She could do it.
We could do it. Yeah. There you are.
Keep that brown jacket.
There
Carry
you
on
are.
with that. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Ice Warriors. They were supposed to be in it, weren't
They're
they?
supposed to be in it. Yeah.
Bring them back. The
Yeah.
old ones, not the new ones.
Yeah. He was very rude.
What did he say?
He didn't like my pitch at all.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So.
There we go.
So much for brotherly love.
Well, obviously I love you, but I'm just saying I just didn't think that.
Well, I don't love you
Yeah.
anymore, so you can bugger off.
I just didn't think it was one of your better ideas.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
This was harsh,
Hang on a
wasn't
minute,
it?
Hang on a minute.
Yes.
What?
Dear.
Hang on a minute.
Okay then. Right. So
Don't
welcome.
ask me because I haven't got any ideas.
Welcome to
apart
this
from
BBC
what I
meeting.
said. I've already said what's happening.
Okay.
Syl's coming back with Sophie. They carry on season 27. Ice
Okay.
Warriors.
It never ended.
It never
Never
ended.
ended.
No.
What if he tucks his?
No, you can't do that. Obviously, we sort that out. Properly.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't, you've got to get the costume proper.
Yeah. Gotta get it right.
Yeah, and then just carries on like that. Back to 4-parters.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of
Yeah.
this 2-part nonsense.
No.
No, 4s.
Actually, I was thinking that.
Occasional 3.
Okay.
Fine.
Throw in a 6. Why not?
Why
Why
not?
not?
Every
I love them.
every so often.
And a 7.
I was thinking.
Maybe a
this.
12.
Do you think 25-minute episodes for this generation of?
I think 25.
Perfect.
I think
That's right.
attention span would actually work
I think
quite well.
25 minutes. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Because
Too
there's
right.
a lot of different shows that do 25 minutes dramas and stuff. I can't think of one
They
off
do.
the top of my head, but I have watched something in the last few years that was like 25-minute
Yeah.
drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, so why not?
And if it's on.
And people watch soaps all the time.
Well, soaps are about 25 minutes, aren't they?
Yeah. And if it's on
Doctors.
Netflix, it could be anyway.
That's been axed.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For a while.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair enough. Really?
Yeah.
I used to watch that all the time when I was at
Christ,
university.
yeah.
That was what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bloody hell.
And Silver was in that.
He
in
was.
that.
He was in that.
He was
yeah,
Lollipop
yeah.
Man, I think.
He was a Lollipop Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll get him back to play my Tramp Doctor Who.
Trap Man.
Fucking Tramp Doctor.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Right, I've done my bit.
All
Well,
right.
there we
Anyway,
go.
goodbye, everybody. See you again for another video at some point.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not, actually.
Maybe not. No,
Exactly.
you'll see his obituary in the papers.
He's done.
I've been to a
Yeah.
school today, you know.
Yeah, well, you'll be going to your own in a minute, you bastard.
Well, I think we've covered all the bases there. I mean,
Yeah.
Johnny's come in and has made a mockery of the idea that this is a democracy of podcasting.
Yeah.
And I don't know what more have we got to say. I think Doctor Who's in a bit of a desperate state as far as
It's in a bit of a bind, isn't it?
the
really?
future of it. But you know, it doesn't mean that it's not all over. It's far from being all over.
Well, this is it. It's too good an idea to keep
Yeah.
it buried. It just needs someone with some germ of originality to go do it
Do
this
that.
way. Yeah.
And maybe one day that'll happen, and maybe...
Oh, see, the Valiard 92, I like Matt's idea. Thank you.
Thanks,
Someone with
Valiard
vision.
92.
Someone with vision.
Someone-
You've cheered me up.
Someone with the balls.
I'm actually quite disappointed with my brother's reaction.
Yeah.
So,
I'll be dealing with the fallout of that once we stop.
yeah, there's
this
going to be a
stream.
punch-up after this.
Yeah. But you've still got another half a video to record.
I've got to come in and give you a hug because
Oh.
you were sad.
Yeah, I am
Don't
sad.
be like that. No,
don't touch me. I don't want to know you anymore.
Oh dear. Yes, you do.
You can bunk up with our
Yes,
other
you
brother
do.
when he turns up in a few days' time. You bastard.
Yeah, I think that
Should have got him on it.
we've got a whole
He'd have
half...
had a better pitch. He'd have turned around and said, "Bring Peter Cushing back."
He probably would have.
He would have done.
That's
yeah.
not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But we've got a whole other half a video to shoot after this, so don't fall out
Oh,
too
Christ,
badly.
yeah. I'm not going to be in it. It'll
No,
just be him. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh dear.
So yeah, there's more to come from us in this real life setting, but
Yeah.
it's been lovely being back,
It's nice,
and
isn't
it's
it?
been fantastic to do this in person. Honestly, now that we're in the swing of things,
Yeah.
Now that the Thatchers has gone down easy,
Yeah.
I-
You were saying I was drunk.
well, there's
I'm-
a slight rosiness in the face,
Yeah,
but I
but
don't know.
it's fucking 100 degrees in this room.
Yeah.
I'm fucking cooking. That window's open and doing nothing.
It's doing fuck all, but it's because the ideas are coming hot and heavy.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And give it another year and a half, I'll be back and we'll be talking more shit in front of each other. But before then,
Next time, you've got to turn around to your family and say, "Look, I can't see you."
I'm sorry. I know all the commitments that I've made to seeing friends and family.
Yeah.
But I've got something slightly more important to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
or maybe not. By that point, Doctor Who might still not be on the air,
No.
and we might be sitting here saying the same thing.
But we've got 60 plus years of it to watch through still.
That's true. Yeah.
And there's lots to come on the Patreon
Yeah.
as well. We've got a collection tour of the Jonathan
Someone
and
at-
Matthew house, which is
Someone
exciting.
at work said this to me. It was
Yeah.
like when they were like, "So Doctor Who's cancelled, is it?" I was like, "Well, no, but maybe. Who,
Yeah, but
who really
no,
knows?" And she was like, "Oh no, what are you going to do for your podcast?" It's like, there's literally hundreds of episodes that we haven't even talked about from before that we will discuss ad nauseum.
And of all the ones to go back to, the next time that we'll all be together and talking about an episode of Doctor Who is going to be Army of Ghosts and Doomsday.
Not with that fucking bastard.
Not with that
there, is it?
fucker. No, he suggested
he can
it.
piss right off.
That's it. You'll never see Johnny again in the Review of
Yeah,
Death.
I tell you, he's dead. And when I move house, I take that fucking sea devil with me and all. I don't care if he paid for it.
If it burns down, you'll know who's behind that
Yeah.
bit of arson there.
Bastard.
Bastard.
Anyway, there we go.
Any more super chats to catch up with?
No. I think they've probably all gone quiet because they're like, "Oh dear, there's a domestic
There's a
going
domestic
on
that's broken out
live on the
amongst the pair of
internet."
them.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you, Billy, for coming all this way.
Pleasure. It's that kind of confrontation is exactly what I expected coming
Yeah.
back.
Didn't think this was going to happen tonight, but
The
there we
heat's
go.
getting to everybody.
It really is. It really is. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for all the super chats from you super chatters. Thank you for everybody watching and
Yeah.
commenting and just
Being
joining
part
in.
of all this nonsense.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
And it's respite from reality. So I appreciate you all for being here and watching all of our silly stuff. And there's plenty more to come.
But just to get you back into reality, Doctor Who's dead. He's not coming back. Get used to
Ever.
it. So there we go.
Goodbye.
Right. And on that, I can't turn off
I'll
the
do
stream.
it. I'll do it.
Do
give
you
the sign
know
off.
how to do it?
Which
Actually,
one?
oh god.
Stop streaming or end broadcast.
End broadcast.
End broadcast. Right,
Try that.
You give us a sign off. And
Right.
I'll give everybody a wave from over here.
Tatty bye, everybody. We'll see you all in a fortnight's time. Bye bye.